When you just got together, you see the best in each other, you hope for the future, you dream together. It just reminded me of when we show grace and mercy, it's like when we go back to the honeymoon stage.
And we are back in the kitchen with Mike and Diane and Eric and Kara. And this segment's all about grace. And because it is, we thought we'd like to introduce you to a very special someone whose name is Grace.
Good excuse to show her off.
This is our baby girl, Grace. Right now, she's only 25 days old.
Yeah.
She is less than a month old.
Her name is Grace Ann Marlene Maines, and she's named after both of her grandmas, her nanas, and so she has an incredible legacy that is set before her, and we are just so thankful, and we just wanted to honor our parents. And
so let's talk about Grace.
Yeah. I could talk about this Grace all day long.
Let's talk about Grace.
The other Grace. Okay, well maybe in order to get into our topic, we should have great Auntie Elaine come and take Grace away.
Say bye,
Does she have to?
Yeah, here's great Auntie Elaine taking baby Grace.
There she goes.
Thank you, Elaine.
Okay.
So,
All right. Now where were we? How do we get back on topic after that
That was a
cuteness?
good segment about Dr. Mike on the beach.
Yes.
Okay, but so I totally get the Starbucks analogy. Thanks to my two lovely daughters-in-love. I have two of them now, and they both have gotten me hooked on a certain coffee at Starbucks. So I get it. I totally
And
get
it
it.
takes her about 10 minutes just to order it. It's because of all the different. I don't know how she actually has it on her phone to remember it. Yeah.
Grande cinnamon dolce latte with oat milk and
Skinny, no whip, everything.
Yeah, no cup. Just pour it in.
It's the new way to do it.
Yeah, just intravenous. Okay.
But the kind of grace actually that we're talking about is something that's really important in a marriage, and to get the healthy version.
Yeah,
not
especially
the-
when you feel some sort of betrayal that has happened. Do you just retaliate, get what you deserve, the transactional, because you pay me this, I'm going to pay you right back with, with my anger and with whatever else I'm going to try to lash out. Retaliate or reconcile. It's a big difference there.
I think, you guys, when we think about it, it's really important to realize that there are some people who are dealing with a huge betrayal. A huge betrayal. And so to give grace to that person who has hurt you so badly, it almost seems impossible. But I love what Dr. Mike said, that when we put it in the framework of how God looks at us.
Yes, that's what I love.
That kind of changes everything, doesn't it?
Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And what really hit me is when he said we have to love our spouse like the person we see them almost.
Yes, exactly.
Almost.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right? Meaning they're not perfect. They're not going to be, but they're working on it. So the person they almost are. And I was like, ooh, I feel you.
Yes.
I feel you there.
With me, you can definitely feel almost, yes, not quite, but almost. And when I was thinking about this, and I was say, okay. Grace, I actually often, when a friend, when you do a little favor for a friend, they'll say, oh, I owe you one. And I say, no, friends are always even, right? But how about with the tougher stuff, right? That's easy to say when, it's not a, not a big deal. But how about with the tougher things? But, in 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter that we often recite at weddings, and that one verse that says, love keeps no record of wrong. Right.
That's good.
Grace is such a beautiful thing. As I was contemplating this, I thought that grace leaves space to replace disgrace. Say that again. That's a good one. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. Grace leaves space to replace disgrace.
Preach.
It's so good.
That's worth writing down right there.
Because this is the person that I fell in love with. My heart loves her heart. I know her heart. And so I choose to see her as that person. And Ephesians says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loves the church. And so if I'm to model my love for my wife after Jesus' love for the church, that's unconditional. That's non-transactional.
That's right.
And so I need to love her and honor her in a way that she doesn't have to earn it from me. And so I really loved that part of what Dr. Mike said.
You know what it reminded me of? The honeymoon stage. When you just got together, you see the best in each other, you hope for the future, you dream together. It just reminded me of when we show grace and mercy, it's like when we go back to the honeymoon stage and we just dream together.
And that takes work.
Yeah,
because if you've been married, I don't know, longer than 2 weeks,
Right.
there's some water under the bridge there, and there's some hurts that you have to let go of, and you have to make a deliberate decision that I'm not gonna hold that against you.
Well, grace and mercy, grace is really getting something that you don't deserve,
Right.
and mercy is not getting something that you do deserve. And so, because otherwise it's transactional, but having that kind of, being like Christ in that sense is the way to go, and we have to just kind of model that.
That's really what we want in every relationship that we have, is we want to be as much like Jesus as we can. And we're constantly fighting against that human nature, but that's the goal.
And just so as a way of encouragement, because we often we kind of say hey, listen, it's really tough, and actually it could become really easy. You can get in that sweet spot where it's not so difficult. So if you haven't been there before, it is possible, and so it's important to tell that side that it's worth the work.
That's
Totally.
good.
Right?
That's
And it's
right.
like a dance. Like I remember when Mike and I first met, and I couldn't dance. I had no rhythm whatsoever. And he took me out on the dance floor for the first time, and I was all over the place, right?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, he just grabbed my waist, and he just guided me.
So you get in
And we were in the rhythm together,
Yeah.
right? And so that's how marriage is, right? You just have to get in that rhythm, right?
And if you
get in that
have
rhythm,
God in the center,
that's right.
then He's leading.
That's right. He's leading.
He's
That's
leading
right.
the way.
Good stuff.
That's so good.
Okay, well, thanks, guys. Great discussion. There's always more. If you go to betterus.tv or you go to our YouTube channel, just look for a Better Us, and you can find all kinds of topics and things there.
Speaking of more, stay with us. There is a little bit more coming up.